Morning, guys, and welcome back. So, I'm sitting doing my nails whilst I chat, as I always do. I find that this is my space and my time to relax, unwind, breathe out, be myself. Hopefully, you guys find this also calming and, oops, let's get that straight there. And also a place where we are real and honest with each other. Not, my brother taught me a word on. He says all these social media influencers and YouTubers and stuff, they're grifters. Now I had to look up that word, but it means basically faking it. And I don't want to be that. I really do not want to be that. So that was the inspiration behind this particular channel. Look, my main channel, which has monetized, it's not grifting, but I'm a lot more polished and, the videos are a lot more focused. This is more real life, yeah, more vlog style, and that's fine. Each channel, I think, has its place. Those of you who are watching regularly, you can let me know if I should just combine the two and do more vlog style on the main channel or not. Anyway, let me know if you want to. If you don't, it's fine. So I am doing my own nails in an attempt to save money, but I see my nails are not looking, so there's something clinging to my nail. I don't know what it is on the ends. I don't know if it's glue or what. So I took those Kiss nails off the other day. Actually they were holding on quite nicely, but the thumb was just looking a bit gross. So I wanted them off. And you could just see the little grow out part. So I soaked them in acetone, which is quite harsh. And I did use hardware store acetone, but I'd ordered nail acetone, which came in a big 5-liter container that looks just like the container that a hardware store sells. And I opened it up and it smells the same and it says 100% acetone. So what is the difference? To me, acetone is acetone. I don't see a difference between what they call nail or salon acetone and hardware store acetone. I don't see the difference. And in fact, that one that I'd ordered had a whole lot of stuff floating in the bottom. So much for the salon quality acetone. Anyway, so my nails, they are quite dry now and they're not looking super happy. And they're very ridgy, which they're not normally. So not too sure why. And then yesterday I painted them. I don't have a base coat. I've only got the OPI nail hardening thing, Nail Envy. And then I found this old, I've had it for ages, the Sally Hansen Miracle nail thickener. So I think I'll use this as a base coat because I don't have a base coat. So yesterday I used the Rapid Dry, the OPI Rapid Dry top coat as a base coat, but the nails were chipping and peeling already. So there is actually a difference between a top coat and a base coat. I didn't know that. I Googled it and Google was saying the base coats are more like rubbery and they encourage the other layers to stick to them. But anyway, I thought I would try this. It didn't work. So that was a fail. I don't have a base coat, so I'm going to use this Miracle Nail Thickener as that for today and see if that works. And I still am very, very shit. I cannot paint without getting paint all over the cuticle and the sides of my nails. It just is what it is. So I've got a little footstool thingy here, little stool that I'm going to, oh, let's get you back. Now I can't get come on. There, how did I have it before? It's on this tripod stand thingy, there. And I'm just going to do it and then just peel the nail polish off around. So I did want to order the latex that you can peel off, but we are a little bit, like I've mentioned before on this channel, in the financial, we're on the ears. So there's a lot going on. My partner's father has just had cancer cut out of his leg. He's had most of his femur, that's the big thigh bone, removed. He's been in hospital, it's going on 4 weeks he was in hospital. They had the op, he was there. Then he's now at what's called a step-down facility, which is like a hospital away from the hospital. And I just got a call, like literally right now, from my partner saying that the wound has got a secondary infection, and it's just a disaster. So he's not my father-in-law, we're not married, but he would be my father-in-law if things go down that road. Shame. So he's 78, I think. And the poor man is just dealing with all this. He's been mobile and fit and active, and he's sharp and mentally sharp. And now obviously lying in bed, unable to move, can't walk, can't even go to the toilet by himself now, post-op. The poor man's obviously getting a bit depressed and getting down, and it's just... So also my partner's spending a lot of money traveling up to Joburg. We live in a town called Durban. His dad's had the op up north, Joburg, that's in South Africa. So, I just want to address, so a lot of you are new here, and one of you asked recently a question, why do I have bars on the windows and the doors that open out to the balcony? So they said, why bars on the second floor? So for those of you who don't know, I live in South Africa, and South Africa has got a very, very high crime rate. So we do have intensely bad crime here. So nowhere is really safe. Not that you can't live here, you can. Unfortunately, all homes, not all, how do I say this in a politically correct way? All homes over a certain value, maybe, do I say? All have burglar guards. We all have electric fences, pretty much, not everyone, but most. Most people have a big dog or two to protect the property. Most people are hooked up to a security company. You can't get household insurance if you do not have a security company and an alarm system, which is crazy. You would think you could just insure the contents of your house against like a natural disaster, but no. To just even get the insurance, you need to have a security company. So it's armed response, and we pay for the security company ourselves. The government doesn't pay for that. In South Africa, at any point in time, you could get hijacked, mugged, robbed. It sounds terrible, and in a way it is. When I lived in Greece, there wasn't the same degree of concern. In Greece, you've got to be more careful about being pickpocketed rather than this level of crime that we have in South Africa. So anyway, that's why there are burglar guards on everywhere, windows and everything, even upstairs. So every night we arm the alarm system. We make sure it's safe. That's how South Africans, for the most part, live. And it's sad because it's such a beautiful country in terms of scenery, nature. A lot of the time we have excellent weather. It's a rich, diverse, cultural country. 11 official languages. It's an amazing country. It really is. And I'm a born and bred South African. I was born here. Love the place, but the crime does sadden me, obviously. No one wants to live with crime, and that makes it a little bit more challenging to raise children because our kids cannot just walk down the street. They can't just go to the shops. They can't ride their bikes. It's that kind of thing that we lack here in South Africa. So for those of you who don't know, I used to live in Athens. My mom is Greek. And I lived in Athens from 1997 till 2001. But I think, so was it about 3 years? I always used to think, well, it was like midway 97 to I think beginning of or midway 2001, because I remember seeing in the new millennium in Athens. That was awesome. And the sheer feeling of, you can just breathe, knowing that whilst there would be crime like pickpocketing and petty theft, the crime wasn't anywhere like it is here, nowhere near as violent. And it just, yeah, it made a big difference psychologically where you feel safe. Whereas here you, or especially as a female, you always feel a little bit vulnerable and on edge. Anyway, but I love South Africa, and it's where my friends and my family are. It's where I grew up. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's a beautiful country, but it breaks my heart. And for any of you who keep up with the news or any of that, we're having load shedding all the time now. Load shedding is when they cut the electricity off for like 2 hours at a time throughout the day. There could be one a day, there could be up to 6 a day where they cut. So you could be without power for 12 hours a day. It's crazy. You could be without power for 12 hours a day because they haven't, what have they have not done? They haven't maintained the power plants, I think it is. There's also water issues, like ongoing water problems. So on my main channel, someone had asked what it's like living in South Africa. I'm going to have to put a bit more of this info into my answer to her because, I don't want to dwell on the negative. It doesn't help. I'm not in a position of government power. I can't do anything about it. I can vote and that's it. So I don't like to dwell on the negative. I really, really do try and focus on the positive and on what I can do in any situation. And so like now with us, we really need to cut back. I mean, the amount of money my partner spent traveling up to get his dad, staying overnight, it's eating takeaway, it's the stress, it's all these things, shame. So, yeah. So anyway, that's why I'm doing my nails. Long story, roundabout. And so I'm going to try again and paint my nails again and just chat with you guys because this is my therapy. It's my relaxing time. It's my real time. Yes, I've got makeup on today. Many days you will see me without makeup. I will never, ever, ever use, although I've thought about it, I have considered it, but I'm not going to. I'll never use a filter. I will sit in front, like I am now, in front of my window, the window light. It's beautiful. It does flatter somewhat, especially if I lift my head up. These here around my mouth, they're like mouth bags. I don't know what you call these things here. I wish I could, there, when I smile, they go away. So maybe I need to smile more. Anyway, as much as I would love to use a filter that gets rid of all that, I just can't, I cannot. When I see influencers doing all these things, shit like that, it just drives me crazy. So while I sit and do my nails, I do want to talk about some of the things I've bought, some of the things I'm trying, some of the things, because I really am on a bit of a budgeting mission. Again, I try and control the things that I can control, and I can't control at this point in time money coming in because my partner's the main breadwinner. I'm earning peanuts on my YouTube channel right now. Please never, ever, ever think that YouTube is a get-rich-quick scheme. It really is not. The YouTubers who skyrocket to fame and fortune, either they've been doing a lot in the background for many years, like this one young girl, what's her name? Ruri, I think. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I think she's Turkish or something. She was saying, I think she had, I could get it wrong, 3 or 5 channels before her current successful channel, where she learned a lot, obviously, and it didn't take off. Now, when you're young and you're a student, and I'm assuming living at home, I don't know, you've got the time and you can afford to play around and make mistakes. And that's the position I am in now, where I don't need to pay all the bills, thank God, because if I did, I would not be doing YouTube. I really would not. It's not, it wouldn't allow me to pay the bills. I'm going to just get this little footstool here. So here you can see I'm using a little still, just so I can paint my nails on here. Ugh, wait, come on, again. What's wrong with this? Usually this thing behaves. Why today is it not behaving? Something has gone funky. This tripod there. Okay, no, there. There, ta-da! So yeah, YouTube, definitely not a get rich quick scheme. But I do think with YouTube, if you build up over time, you obviously get better at it. You build up the loyalty, you build up an audience. And I think it's a long, you're in it for the long haul. You have to be in it for the long haul. Unfortunately, you also have to do other platforms. You see, the problem is I love YouTube. I love doing YouTube. Let me show you my nails while I do them. I find that this is a very real way to connect with people, but to make a success of it, you need lots of subscribers and lots of engagement. And I'm not somebody who can fake sell, so I can only ever talk about something that I love and that works for me, which I do and I will. And I think I've mentioned that before on this channel, how when I worked at a jewelry store, even though the product was so good, I could never hard sell. That seemed to go well. I am going to get paint all over my cuticle and fingers, but that's okay. I've been watching nail painting tutorials, but I still don't. I suck at it. But I'm determined to get good at this, because I also, as much as I love going to my friend who did gel nails for me, and she's really good, I just can't afford to right now. Plus there's the time factor, and she has a full-time job, so for her to fit me in, it's usually on a weekend. It's usually when I'm busy, you know what I mean? So doing one's own nails, if one can get the skills to paint them, would be a big, big time and money saver. And it's like a nice backup. Also, if you go away or whatever, not that we're going to go away anytime soon, you want to be able to do things for yourself and not rely on someone. The only thing I cannot do on my own is bleach my own hair, highlight it, I mean. That requires skill. That requires the hairdresser that I go to. Oh, she's so good. She is expensive though, which unfortunately, it's not good for right now, but I have faith that we will get through this tough time. Just shows you, even people who look like they're wealthy from the outside, they're not always. Often those people have massive amounts of debt, to be very honest, from what I've seen. The mega wealthy often are in debt. Sometimes it's good debt, sometimes it's bad debt, depending. And I know most of us have debt, but try not to be in debt if possible. Again, it does depend. I mean, you also have to, what is that saying? You've got to spend money to make money. So there we go. Not doing the best job, but not the worst either. I don't know how they cap the ends so neatly. Okay, but I must also remember that coat number 1 is never going to be perfect, but it's not shabby, not too bad. So I want to know how you guys are doing, really, really. I often ask that question. And I do care. I really do care. I mean, you who are watching are investing time, spending time with me, and that's really awesome. And I actually feel like, why is my nail so ridgy now? Here on YouTube, YouTube offers a space where a creator can just be real, and I feel like the subscribers, or the people that, I don't know if they're followers, whoopsie, non-dominant hand painting is not going well, where subscribers or viewers, you can get a real insight into, I'm making a mess of this, such a mess. Fuck it. You get a real insight into your, I don't want to say influencer, creator. Creator is the word I like. So yeah, we get to hang and be real in a way. I mean, it's not like you're in my home visiting and seeing everything, but you can see enough and you're learning enough about me. How do they paint the sides here? It's so hard. Ugh, these nails, I'm so bad at it. And then what do they say? You've got to cap the ends. I just get nail polish everywhere if I get out the way. Can you see it? But that will come off within a day, so because your natural oils on your skin repel the polish, and that's the only way I can do it for now. Yeah, especially with my non-dominant hand. But I'm determined to get better at this. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. I mean, yeah, like I said, you'd think me being an artist, I'd be better at this. But anyway, practice, practice, practice. So, what I've been doing lately is trying out some cheaper things. Like I've mentioned before, I think cheaper toothpaste that I found at a local pharmacy type chain store here called Clicks. The cheaper toothpaste is actually alright. It's not bad. Maybe the cheaper ones don't have the best flavor, but to me personally, that doesn't really matter. And I know it's only a saving of small amounts, but sometimes that's okay. You know, Ramit, how do you pronounce his name? Sethi, that financial guru who had the Netflix special as well, or series. You know, his financial advice is that you don't always have to buy property, which I think he's right there. I wouldn't want to buy a property again, I must say. So I'm selling my place. That's part of the financial thing, is I'm waiting for that to sell so I don't have to pay the levies and the lights and water there. Believe it or not, they're still charging, even though I don't live there. I don't think owning property, especially in South Africa, is necessarily a good thing. Although in the old days, we were all told, now I'm going to let this coat dry for a long time, so let's just sit and chat. Because I found that part of the problem is I paint the next coat too quickly, and then I want to do the top coat quickly, and then it just smudges. So let me get comfortable. I'm sitting on the floor again, as usual, cross-legged. So I think, yeah, like Ramit Sethi says, you've got to save on the big items, like the car, the house. Don't buy a massive house, says me sitting in a massive house. That wasn't my purchase, that was my partner's. Don't buy a massive car that you can't afford. Don't buy, anyway, all these big purchases, so that you can still have your coffee every day if that's important to you. And he says, spend on the things you love and just cut back relentlessly on the things you don't. Now, for me, toothpaste, I couldn't give a flying F what brand I use. Okay, it must taste all right. I do have sensitive lower teeth, so I do need a sensitive toothpaste or toothpaste for sensitive teeth. And they are expensive, so I've decided I'm going to throw one in every, like now and then, just to re-mineralize my teeth. But even using those sensitive toothpastes, when I went to the dental hygienist, I still had sensitivity. So they can only help to a small degree. They're not miracle toothpastes either. Okay, mustn't touch anything. I'm trying to drink coffee with painted nails now. As you can tell, I love my coffee. So one thing I won't give up is coffee. I've tried to give up, and it's not the caffeine, it's the flavor of coffee. So this is decaf I'm drinking. I can drink tea now and then. I'm just not mad about tea. Like when I go to a restaurant for some reason, I don't know what it is. I don't know how they make the tea in the restaurants, in a pot. Tea at a restaurant just tastes so good and so different to tea made at home. And I don't know what it is. I've even got a pot. Pot tea is better. Tea brewed or steeped in a pot is better. Anyway, so coffee is my thing. Chocolate is my other thing. So for somebody who is relatively fit and healthy, I do have two vices. I hardly drink. I've never smoked. So there you go. Those are things I don't do. What else? What else are we? So yeah, in terms of saving money, like the toothpaste, I'm happy with cheap ass toothpaste. I'm happy with doing my own nails, learning, getting better. I'm happy with, I don't know, like underwear. I just buy standard Woolworths. Here we have Woolworths in South Africa. It's not just a grocery store. I think in the UK, Woolworths was only food. I can't remember now. Here it's food and clothing. And I mean, I really let it get to holy moly time before I replace. That's overshare. But you know what I mean? I think there's certain things you do cut back on so that you can enjoy some of the other things. But it's all, I mean, we're all doing our best, and there's no guarantees. There is no guarantees. You could have a successful business like Blockbusters, movie rentals, and the market just changes. Things change. There's nothing wrong with the business itself in terms of you guys are doing everything right, but people are now moving to Netflix. It's just, it is what it is. Can you imagine being Blockbusters in that era? They would have gone under, and that's scary. It's scary to think that there are no guarantees, and you've probably, as the, I suppose it was a chain store, so maybe they, I don't know if it was like a franchise. I say franchise, and my partner says, no, it's franchise, but we're South African and we say grass. So to me, it's franchise. But anyway, can you imagine being in the Blockbuster franchise and it all went to shit? You would have lost money. So, yeah, something can be good until it's not. It is. Life is so unpredictable. It's so scary. It's so, you never know. I mean, I had a solid, not solid, well, it was a good 20-year run illustrating for the people that I used to do artwork for. And that's just it just ended. They were bought out by another company, and that's life. If YouTube doesn't work out for me, I will have to go and get a 9 to 5. That's also fine. There's a lot of people selling this fake ideal dream of being a content creator. Like, this is the new, it is a dream job. If this were making me a livable income, this would be a dream job. But it's not yet. I might get there. I hope to get there. But the reality is I'm not yet. So yeah, I just want to always be real and honest and raw, especially on this channel. The other one will be more focused, more like typical YouTube. But even there, I'm really trying to move away from clickbait. I hate clickbait. I hate clickbait is the word. And I hate these headlines that scream like, this is killing you, and life-changing, when they say this hair product is life-changing. I'm sorry to say it, but there's no hair product on the face of the planet that is going to change your life. There's no weight loss pill or tea or cream that is going to change your life. There is no diet. Or maybe a diet if you're having issues and the diet solves your issues, maybe. I mean, I've seen a lot of people rave about going vegan or carnivore or in between, or whatever works for them, or fasting. And that might change your life because of the health benefits. So maybe there. But for the most part, I read these headlines. Oh, headlines. I can't talk today and think. It's a thumbnail and a title. That's what it is. The titles that are so, you need this. You must hear this. This is the ultimate advice. The older I get, the more I see that there's, what was it? Was it Shakespeare? In Shakespeare, there is nothing new in the world. And pretty much there isn't. Pretty much we're all just recycling the same garbage. Even I am recycling the same shit you've probably heard 1,000 times before. What I do hope to bring is authenticity. Like, I'm only going to tell you what really, really works. And obviously it's my perspective, my opinion. So what really, really, really works for me. And if we're just talking about diet, because I do talk about diet quite a lot on Louise Corrins, the main channel. For me, I'm not diabetic, so you've always got to take what I say from the point of view of somebody who is not diabetic. I don't have medical issues as such, other than a lower thyroid. My thyroid is low functioning, but anyway. So I'm on thyroid medication. For me, what works for diet is calorie control, counting calories, calories in, calories out. I don't count and track all the time. I go through phases. I've done it as a learning process. I've done things to see what works for me, lost weight, gained weight, all that stuff. And at the end of the day, and I've tried every diet under the sun almost, mostly, not all of them, but I've done keto as well. Keto for me didn't work, but then I was still in the exercise thing where I was running and going to gym and all that. Keto might work for people who are more sedentary. That's my opinion. I didn't like it because, again, it is restrictive. And for me, I'm looking for something where I can eat in a balanced way. But yeah, that's what works for me, is just watching your portions, relatively keeping your calories to within what you would normally use. Moderate exercise. I was exercising more. I don't think exercise is the key to weight loss. It really is what you put in your mouth. But if you want to enjoy eating more food, then you need to exercise. And I also don't think that every woman, I've never ever thought everyone needs to be lean. I don't think everyone needs to be super fit, super toned, super muscular, super buff. I like that ideal. It's wonderful. When I was younger, I thought it was fantastic to chase the fit, healthy body. My body responded so well. I had all the youth on my side and all that. That was great and fun. And fitness in and of itself can be a spiritual journey when you are pushing your physical boundaries, especially marathon training. You go into this mental zone and you do sort of almost commune with God and life, especially when you're in pain and you're pushing yourself through to finish a marathon. That marathon that I finished was like, I still, to this day, it was like the greatest achievement. It gave me the feeling of, I can do this shit. I can do something really hard. Yeah, it's wonderful, but I don't think it's for everyone. And I don't think I need to do marathon upon marathon upon marathon. My dad did. He did. How many Comrades marathons did he start now? The Comrades Marathon, it's a very famous run here in South Africa. It's like 87 to 89 to 90 kilometers. I don't know how much that is in miles, but kilometers. It is an ultra marathon. It can go from Durban to Pietermaritzburg or from Pietermaritzburg down to Durban. So there's the up run and then the down run. But on the up run, you get ups and downs, and on the downs, you get ups and downs. Very, very challenging. My brother's done it 3 times. I was going to do it, but I got sick, didn't do it. So I've only done a marathon, not an ultra marathon. A marathon is 42 kilometers. But that's long. That's an achievement. But it really does bolster you and give you, I don't know, it gives you the sense of like, sure, I can do it. But again, I don't think I need to go and chase intense training and intense exercise. Not anymore. Now that I'm 45, turning 46. And even with all that exercise that I was doing, my body was still, yes, it looked fit, but it still ages, regardless of what exercise you do. So now I'm just on a more moderate path where, like, I went to gym yesterday. I worked out for, 40 minutes, stretched and went home. Today I'm at home. Tomorrow I'll go to gym. It's just, I'm allowing myself recovery. I'm allowing myself time. The gym also doesn't pay the bills. So I need to invest more time on YouTube, invest time sitting down editing, invest time. Oh, so going back to what I was saying, I've been exploring different products. That reminds me about investing time to see where I can get away with a cheaper alternative. And I've been looking at face creams because the one that I really love doesn't have a UV protection in it, but for nighttime it is fantastic. It's local to South Africa, but I'm sure you can get stuff like that overseas. It's called Syrah, Lamel Syrah. So if you're in South Africa, that's a good one. it actually feels like you're putting a layer of your skin's own oil. It sounds gross, but it actually isn't. It feels lovely. It's not oil, but it is oil. It's this lotion that as you rub it in, it feels like your skin's own natural moisturizers sinking in. But you have to order it online or get it through like a skin clinic. And it's a bit of a pain in the ass. So I bought Olay Regenerist yesterday. And the store I bought it from, Clicks, were having this amazing special where I got an Olay Regenerist. I got one of their other lotions or face creams, a vitamin C and niacinamide one, and their Olay Regenerist serum. 3 products for the price of 1. So there's a huge saving. Now I've been testing out baby cream, aqueous cream for babies. I bought a small little jar for less than the price of a cup of coffee if you go out for 24 Rand, which is really, really nothing. In dollars, that would be, if you had to do a direct exchange, it would be slightly less than slightly over $1, like $1.50. In reality, it would probably be equivalent of around about $3 to $4. Okay, so really, really inexpensive, cheap. And I have used that on my face, and it's actually fine. It's not the best feeling. It's not as creamy and emollient as a moisturizer that, like an Olay Regenerist or that face cream that I love. It's almost like drying, to be honest, the baby aqueous cream. Not drying, but I don't know what the word is. Yeah, drier. But if you are struggling, you could get away with just a baby aqueous cream on your face, and I can almost guarantee you it would do a good enough job. So I do think there's a lot of marketing hype where these lotions, I mean, consider the fact that I got 3 products for the price of 1, and you can guarantee, you can bet your bottom dollar, they are not taking a haircut on that product. They're still making a profit. Clicks is making a profit, Olay is making a profit, and I got 3 products for the price of 1. So it just shows you what that product actually costs to make for all their fancy claims that it's anti-aging and all this bullshit. But I like the feeling of a nice moisturizer. So for me, it's more about how does it feel? I don't particularly worry or care. It's nice if it's got vitamin C in it. It's nice if it's got some little anti-aging things in it. Does it make a difference? I don't know. I'm already on retinol, so there's my anti-aging. I just want a moisturizer that makes my skin feel supple and not dry. So now I'm thinking about looking for a cleanser that doesn't dry my skin as much. The ones I use are fine, but my skin does feel like it really does need a moisturizer afterwards. So maybe if I can use or find a cleanser that is... So now I've seen these oil cleansers. I'm keen to try one of those, but that will be for next month because right now we're living by the seat of our pants. But I do think even these YouTubers who you just see them buying shit all the time, and I know that's their living, but they do promote too much consumerism, and I want to find products that really work so that we don't have to waste our money, because I hate wasting money. I really do. So on that track, I did spend money, spend to save. I found a conditioner there's like a pharmacy chain here in South Africa called Dischem. I found a conditioner that is actually not quite as good as a salon one that I used many years ago called Goldwell Resoft and Color Live. I think that's been discontinued, or you just can't get it in South Africa. I don't know if it's available overseas or they've just stopped, which is such a pity. This one is almost as good as that. So I actually found in a drugstore a conditioner that sort of softens my hair. And my hair today, all I have done is that conditioner. Well, I washed it, obviously, shampooed it, used that conditioner. I found I was able to comb through a lot easier than after many other products or conditioners. And then I just use a little bit of hair oil on the ends just to make it more manageable. And what I've learned is that hair oils And in fact, most hair conditioners and hair oils all contain silicones. And yet, I don't know if any of you have had the same thing with hairdressers telling you that silicones are bad for your hair. Turns out they're in all the high-end salon products anyway. So it actually turns out that silicones are probably good for your skin, which brings me to why I wanted the Olay Regenerist. It has silicones in it. And I got onto this whole silicone mission when I ordered vaginal lubrication when I heard one of these doctors on YouTube talk about silicone vaginal lubrication. Now, this was before I'd found my HRT nirvana. I'm on HRT, that's hormone replacement therapy. So estrogen is really good for everywhere and also for the health of your down there. And for women over 40, we can suffer with dryness down there. And anyway, they were speaking about how the silicones are actually quite good and good for, and I thought, if silicone is safe and good to use in the most sensitive area on a woman, and then I went Googling, is it okay? Like, is it good for us? And it turns out it's actually really good for your skin and for your hair. And then I found out that my favorite moisturizer has got silicone in it. So dimethicone is one of the silicones that are used in a lot of these products. You get dimethicone and anything with an "one," the word "one" on the end, or dimethiconal or something like that. These are silicones. And they are not bad for your skin, not bad for your hair. They do wash out easily, and they give it that sort of silky, slippery coating. And that's what I'm looking for hair care, is something that gives like a slip to the hair so that the brush can just go through the hair and not catch on the tangles and then cause mechanical breakage. So that's what I'm looking for in hair care products. So I'm just experimenting with a whole lot of things, and then I'm going to report back on my main channel. But sure, anyway, there you go. I've waffled on for quite a while. Letting these dry, I'm going to do a second coat. But yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing me to be myself. I hope you can feel the genuineness, the authenticity. I'm really trying to connect for real. That's what I really, really, really want out of YouTube. I don't want to grift. I don't want to fake it. I don't want to be somebody I'm not. And that's why I could never be a fitness influencer, even though when I was at the height of going to gym and running and all that, everyone's like, oh, you know, the fitness, you do such good fitness posts. And I was posting, it's my passion. I'm enthusiastic about it. That's all cool. But I also thought I can't just push something that I don't think it's right for everyone. I mean, fitness is good, but it's not the be-all and the end-all of life, is it? So anyway, there you go. I mean, I'm still running. I'm still going to go to gym, but just at a more moderate pace. But I'm going to love and leave you now because I could talk forever. And I will see you guys in the next one.